Now it's time for us to explore what is REST API. First of all, what is REST and what is the API and what exactly REST API we'll take a look at, and then we will take a look at what is OData and how we can connect to OData, and then we will proceed with bringing the data into our local Power BI desktop. What is API? API stands for Application Program Interface. It is an agreed way to send and receive data between computers. For example, if you want to display Google Maps on your website, but the maps are available on Google servers. See, in my website, if you go to any website, right? If you go to any website, Cognizant or any software company, they would have mentioned this one. They would have mentioned the Google Map, how to reach their office. With the Google Map also you can find out in Pune or Hyderabad or Bangalore where their offices are located with the help of the map. But the map is not available in my website. For example, look here in my website the map is not available here. If I wanted to keep a map here, for example, see in my case, contact us here, I use the Google Map here. If you scroll down here, so I have used the Google Map here. So where it is located, right? So deep neuron is located somewhere here. The address, everything is available. But this Google Map is not available in my local system. It is available on Google server. So how do I get these maps to be displayed in my website? So you need a way to ask Google to provide me with the maps. The way to ask Google is to send you the requested map is through an API provided by Google. Google themselves, they have provided an API. So that tells us, to which web addresses I need to send the request to get the data. So in a more formal language, you need to send a request to the remote server to get a response. That's all here. So from my system, I'm going to send a request. Hey, can you send me a Google map for this address to Google server. Google server, upon receiving my request, it sends the map to this website. Okay, and next one is the REST. The API is kind of an interface, right? Each website, they have their own API. So what is a REST? REST stands for representational state transfer. It is an API. Okay, REST is also an API, but it defines a set of functions that only programmers can use to send requests and receive responses using the HTTP protocol methods like get and post. If you have worked on HTML, you know what is the get and post. So get is something like download, and post is something like upload. The REST API can be used by any site or application, no matter what language is written in, because the requests are based on universal HTTP protocol. Okay, and the information is usually written in the JSON format. Okay, the REST API. Okay, you just think it is an API. That's all. For example, if you wanted to know the weather in your city, so Pune or Bangalore or Hyderabad, so you need to install the weather app in your mobile phone. So that mobile phone has some kind of API. It's kind of a middleman. Okay, so it will talk to the server, their server, where they maintain the weather for each city, time wise, right? Every 1 hour they are maintaining the weathers for all the different cities in their server. Using this app, you specify only the city name. It will send a request to the server, and then it will display the weather related information for that specific city in your app, right? So that is where the REST is coming into picture. Okay, it uses something like get and post, and then it works that way. Okay, so in simple term, this is what is happening. Client sends a request and using HTTP methods. In HTTP, we have get, post, put, delete and all, and it sends a request to the server, and then the server sends the request back to your client in the form of JSON format. Okay, it will send the data in the form of JSON format. This is how the client sends a request in the form of JSON, and using HTTP protocol, right? So it will interact with your server. If you want to download something, you need to use get command, and if you want to upload something there, post command. And put is also something like put is something like you want to upload, get is download, delete you want delete something like that. Okay, so certain things. So this is how the API works here using HTTP protocol. Okay, next we will take a look at the Power Query editor. So far we have discussed about how to connect to different types of source system files. Okay, connecting to the different source system files, fine. And okay, one more thing is pending. Yeah, REST API, right? REST API I started, but how to connect, I did not give a demo. Yeah, before wrapping up, I'll just show you that one also. For example, you need to go to the get data here. Any of this is not going to work because this is my PBDIS file, and I just go and use this one. This is the one I worked yesterday. Here what I do is I click on get data, and here's something called REST API. If you want to work on the REST API, you need to use something called OData feed. This is a common data frame. This is a common framework using which you can see this OData is the one uses the REST API. Here I'm going to use not database. Okay, here I just say OData. Why O is not getting typed? Let me just check. Any problem with my keyboard? No, right? So it's fine only. So I just copy paste it here. Maybe it's slow. Look here, OData feed. It is available. You need to click on that. Once you click on it, you need to specify the target web server name here. Here http colon services dot. I remember this on top of my head, hence I'm going to type this. You don't have to memorize. Northwind, and here northwind dot svc. Northwind dot svc. So this one is already available somewhere. Here I am getting some error here. URL is invalid. http /services.odata.org northwind.svc. There is some problem with, I think they removed it now. Earlier it was available. See, if they keep changing the server name and all. Okay. This is the one I use it more frequently. Okay, to connect to the. I think recently they changed the URL detail, and here also once you connect to this server, right, it will allow you to download the data from the different source systems. Using this simple HTTP URL link, you can connect to different source systems. I don't see any other thing here. OData feed. I was using something else in the past. Let me check if it is there in my mobile phone. I stored it in my mobile phone. Just give me a second. I'm just checking the URL for the OData in my mobile phone. I think, oh sorry, I mentioned 3 slashes, right? Okay, because of which, yes, here it should be double forward slash. Now it is correct. I just clicked on OK. It will take some time to connect to that web server. This is an API. Okay, using this API, it will connect to that web server. The .svc is kind of API. Okay, it will go and connect to the server and just display all the databases or tables that are available on that server. Look here, I have something called categories, customers. All these tables are available there. Order details, invoices, everything is available. So this has good amount of data in it. You can import it. Look here, when I click on load, it will load the data here. Customers, employees, order details. These three tables I selected from that web server. It's being loaded into my Power BI desktop. That's all. That is pretty much about the REST API and its connections. Okay. You need to know the REST API URL. If you know the REST API URL, you're all set. That's all. Okay. And this is how we can import the data. Okay. So far we discussed about how to uh, download or import the data from, how to load the data into my Power BI desktop from various source systems. JSON files we explored, comma separated files and folder connections, and also we learnt about the SQL server, how to connect to SQL server, and today we learnt about the OData, right? So OData feed, how can we pull the data from the web servers and load it into my thing, and PBIDS also we have explored so far. Next we will take a look at